The National Electrical Code, or NEC, does not explicitly prohibit the use of a two-pole circuit breaker to protect two separate circuits. However, there are crucial safety aspects to consider before implementing such a configuration. Firstly, overload prevention is paramount. Both circuits connected to the two-pole breaker must operate within their current carrying capacity. If the combined current draw of the two circuits exceeds the breaker's rating, the breaker will trip. Even if only one circuit is overloaded, the shared breaker will disconnect both, potentially leading to unexpected power loss in the non-overloaded circuit. This is a safety concern, because it could leave the user in the dark when they are not supposed to be. Secondly, circuit isolation is essential. The two circuits protected by the two-pole breaker must remain entirely independent. Any electrical connection or shared neutral between them can create a pathway for fault currents. Should a fault occur on one circuit, it could inadvertently trip the breaker, disrupting power to birth. This is also an inconvenience, as it could leave both circuits without power. Finally, proper labeling is mandatory. Clearly identify in the electrical panel that the two-pole breaker controls two distinct circuits. Labeling prevents confusion during troubleshooting or maintenance and ensures that the correct breaker is tripped in case of a fault. Incorrectly identifying a breaker can have detrimental effects. In situations where a two-pole breaker is being considered for protecting two circuits, consulting a qualified electrician is strongly advised. They can assess the specific electrical system, evaluate the load calculations for each circuit, and ensure compliance with all relevant electrical codes and safety standards. Doing this is one of the best things to do. When dealing with electrical systems, there are other things to consider. Firstly, conductor ampacity. Ensure that the wire gauge used for each circuit is adequate for the intended current load. Refer to NEC Table 310.15b16 to determine the allowable ampacities of insulated conductors based on their size, insulation type, and installation conditions. Using undersized conductors can lead to overheating, insulation damage, and potential fire hazards. Secondly, overcurrent protection coordination. The two-pole breaker's ampacity rating must be appropriately sized for the connected circuits. It should protect the wiring and equipment from overcurrent conditions without causing nuisance tripping. The breaker should be sized at no more than the ampacity of the conductors it protects. Thirdly, voltage considerations. Ensure that both circuits operate at the same voltage. Connecting circuits with different voltage ratings to a single two-pole breaker is extremely dangerous and can result in equipment damage, electrical shock, or fire. Fourthly, grounding and bonding. Each circuit must have a properly installed grounding system, and all metallic enclosures and equipment must be bonded together to provide a low impedance path for fault currents. This helps to prevent electrical shock hazards and ensures that the overcurrent protective device operates effectively in case of a ground fault. Fifthly, arc fault circuit interrupter, or site protection. Depending on the location and type of circuits, a site protection may be required by the NEC. ASIs detect arc faults, which are dangerous electrical conditions that can cause fires. Consider installing ASIs on the circuits to provide enhanced safety. Sixthly, ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protection. GFCI protection is typically required in wet or damp locations such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor areas. GFCIs detect ground faults which can cause electrical shock. Install GFCIs on circuits serving these areas to protect people from electrical hazards. Seventhly, load calculations. Perform accurate load calculations for each circuit to determine the expected current draw. This will help to ensure that the two-pole breaker is properly sized and that the circuits are not overloaded. Consider both continuous and non-continuous loads when performing load calculations. Eighthly, panel board limitations. Ensure that the electrical panel board has sufficient capacity to accommodate the additional circuits. Overloading the panel board can lead to overheating, voltage drop, and potential equipment damage. Ninthly, permit and inspection. In many jurisdictions, electrical work requires a permit and inspection by a qualified electrical inspector. Obtain the necessary permits and schedule an inspection to ensure that the installation complies with all applicable codes and regulations. Finally, documentation. Keep detailed records of the electrical work, including wiring diagrams, load calculations, and inspection reports. This documentation can be helpful for future maintenance, troubleshooting, or modifications to the electrical system. While using a two-pole breaker for two separate circuits is not inherently prohibited by the NEC, doing so requires careful consideration of safety and code compliance. Consulting with a qualified electrician is essential to ensure that the installation is done safely and correctly. They can help you evaluate your specific situation, perform necessary calculations, and ensure that the electrical system meets all applicable requirements. In addition to these considerations, it is also important to be aware of the potential risks associated with using a two-pole breaker for two separate circuits. If one of the circuits experiences a fault, the breaker will trip, cutting off power to both circuits. This can be inconvenient, especially if one of the circuits is serving a critical load. Furthermore, if the two circuits are not properly isolated from each other, a fault on one circuit could potentially damage equipment connected to the other circuit. For example, if the two circuits share a common neutral, a ground fault on one circuit could cause a voltage surge on the other circuit, potentially damaging sensitive electronic equipment. Therefore, it is crucial to ensure that the two circuits are completely isolated from each other and that they do not share any common components. If you are unsure about any aspect of using a two-pole breaker for two separate circuits, it is always best to consult with a qualified electrician. They can provide you with expert advice and guidance to ensure that the installation is done safely and in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations.